honored to be able to do the ceremony this close to the new moon and also to Earth Day. And I believe Gail was there. I had the honor to gift rites last night, which was a beautiful experience. The Papa Messiah rites, which are about the earth and connecting in with the earth. So I feel honored to be able to be here tonight and for us to be able to go into ceremony. Of course, it's going to be a little different than our usual water ceremonies because of being able to have you participate with the petals. So how we're going to work it is through a journey. Not quite sure how that's going to look yet. I'm going to leave that up to Spirit, but I believe that we are going to be going to the river of life and working with that, working with what is going on for us, what is up for us. This new moon is in Taurus, and so they were saying it's a very powerful time to manifest, and it's a very powerful time to start a new beginning. And it's actually a very powerful time to do it around finances, especially. So, so just wanted to give that as a caveat for those of us at this time right now to be able to internally to also, along with the ceremony, make a plan on how do you want to manifest your money? How do you want to manifest how you make a living from here on out, given this time of reflection? Is it the same way as it was before, or is your inner calling changing that? And I pulled a card for the group of a goddess card, and we'll put it up close. They'll put it up. We got Aphrodite. So that'll be collective for all of us. So feel good about that one. So it says, awaken the inner goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. And to me, that's part of what this reset or regrouping that we have is about, is how do we go into that place of self-care? How do we learn how to slow down, how to give self-care? Because bottom line is we can't give anything that we don't have to anybody else, right? So this has given us this great opportunity to be able to really sit and be. And so we can either get enveloped into the fear of it all, or we can go into that place of realizing it's a place of self-care. It's a place of tapping into the divinity, tapping into the light that is us. That's so important right now. Anything that I'm doing, where I'm watching, I'm taking lots of classes and going to lots of ceremonies online, and everything is about how do we activate that light within us? How do we get that internal flame that's in us and stoke it to this beautiful fire? How do we bring out that light? And I was watching one of my teachers today, Jorge, who I've brought to the community and a lot of people have experienced. And he was sitting there sharing that, that his teaching, that light is love that is in service and it is wise. And that love is always in service and love is always wise. And the indigenous people have been talking forever about this time and about that's what it's about, is coming into how do we tap into that light? How do we tap into that light that is within us? And how do we bring that forward? So that's what I've been working on. And I believe that's where Spirit's going to guide us with this ceremony when we go to do the release, is how do we release that heavy hucha or that energy or whatever's been up, so that we can really step into this really great manifesting new moon and manifest what our heart desires are. What was our soul's calling, that spark of us that was before we came here? What was the coding? Like, what did it have for us? What did it have in store for us? And how can we stoke that spark? How can we make it this brilliant flame that anyone that we come in contact with, we can ignite their flame within them? I've been taking a course where it talks about, rather than sending someone light, is to just radiate your own light to the point and then look at them and be able to see that light that radiates within them. And it really hit me because in ceremony, if anyone knows, I would always talk about how I was trained of how Christ healed. And that how Christ would heal is that because Christ was able to see the divinity, see that God within the person. And in that moment, they were able to acknowledge that God consciousness and know that in God's eyes, everyone's perfect, right? God did not create disease or illness. That was us. So that's what hit me when I was really kind of got that piece the other night, is that when we can illuminate that God spark, that light within us, to the point that we can look at others and see that in that moment, then they are whole and healed. So I just, as much as it can be dualistic, of it's a scary time, and it can be a time with great change, and we really don't know what it will be like on the other side. What I can say is that the absolute joy and the gift in it is that we have this opportunity now to express ourselves in this different way, in a way that's coming of light and of love and of a universal flow, and realizing that we're all this web of life, we're all in the same fabric. And so I think it's very important now to even become more aware of, when we would always, when Spirit would come through and teach, that to really be mindful of what we do and what we say, because what we put out there and how that affects the whole. So it's powerful times. And so right now we're sitting in this time with this new moon that is especially powerful in manifestation. I was listening to a woman, and forgive me, I don't remember her name. She was from Hay House. This is what I do all day now. I just spend my time, and she wrote the book Moonology. So some of you may know her. And she did a reading for everyone on the new moon, and that's how I got very versed into being Taurus today. And how she put it is, really create your wish list. Like, what is your greatest wish right now? And make it a wish that's doable. Like, you know, even if we want to all start a new career, okay, you know, start with creating, what can you create in 1 month? Like, to create the list of the things that maybe you're very good at, and then to do some research on how would you be able to do that? Could you go to class for that? Is it something that you already have the skill set for? And also, I don't know why this just flooded in my head from Spirit. I think it was Uranus, because it's attached. There's something, I'm not good with that, something conjunct, but that's about technology. So especially if you ever wanted to have a business or start something that is based in technology, now's a really good time to start to make the steps. Whether that's to create, you know, your business statement, or, you know, if it was an online store, she told someone, you can have that by tonight. Like, you know, so find those steps and find small achievements that you can do. But we also know that we have to release things in order to bring things in. So even though we're going to focus on our new beginnings, I really want to give everyone the opportunity to really release in this ceremony what has been holding us back. Now that we've had this time to reflect and be for this period of time, what are the things that have come up? What are the things that are charging you? What are the things that bring up anything that's not of light, that's not of love? The emotions that are standing in our way. For me, this has been a very cathartic time. I can spend moments being fine and then just bawl my eyes out because I'm healing and releasing something I've no aware of just from all the work that I'm doing. And I honor that and I let it go. I honor that and I thank it. I thank it for whatever service it had. Because that's one thing to really be aware of. If we really want to let something go, we can't resist it while we're releasing it. We have to be able to look at it and forgive ourselves and forgive the person, place, or thing that was a part of that connection. and then to find the gratitude in it, because I can guarantee you there is a gift in it. Anything that gives that much charge or creates that much fear or creates that much chaos in our life is there to teach us and to help us grow. So it's just a matter of how do we shift our perception around it. So I invite us all to do some nice, deep, rich, beautiful work tonight. I'm so grateful, as always, to be honored to be with you all. I'm kind of just rambling, so I'm waiting a little bit more to allow. Why? What's wrong when if it's just a number? Why could they do something? Well, you can vote them out, right? I'm so new. Yes. So if anything crazy starts happening, y'all know. So I'm assuming everyone knows me. I really don't know, but anyone that doesn't, I am Candy Batterton, and I have studied with Lakota, but this is more Peruvian, is the ceremonies that I bring. And I feel very honored to be able to bring ceremony for a lot of reasons. Ceremony is an instrument through which we can transcend what I like to call our monkey mind. And it helps us to be able to get, and we have this ability to do on a daily basis, but we just don't really spend the time enough to get quiet or to really be in the being energy. We're in the doing energy. So ceremony helps us get quiet. It helps us really to be able to connect in. And it's totally a gift. It helps us access a whole different part of our brain and how we move in the world. Ceremony has saved my life. And I'm not even saying that lightly. I 100% know that I would not be here if it weren't for ceremony in my life. It has been so healing and so cathartic, and the community that's created. And that's why I think it's important that even though we can't be together one-on-one, is that we're able to keep creating the community, to keep creating this way, to stay in connection, to stay in that place of being with people of like minds, of like hearts. And more importantly, to keep putting that energy out in that global level, because I was always taught that when we are in ceremony and the hearts, minds, and souls of everyone that's connected, is we send out such a huge prayer. We send out such a huge band of energy that goes out and ripples, like I said, it's a web of life. So any changes that we make internally ripple out into the whole web. So as funny, because Jorge was talking today and doing what I've always said, because I know people have never really agreed with me when they would tell me that we needed to pray for the earth, and I'd be like, no, we don't. Not because I was being indignant about it, but I always knew that the earth could always heal herself. The earth's always going to be here. It was a matter of how do we heal us, because the earth was reflecting the disease or the illness that is us. So if I want to heal the earth, what I need to do is get quiet and sit, how am I walking on the earth? So for Earth Day, these are things to pose. What do you feed the earth every day? When we walk on her, we're feeding her. Are you feeding her anger? Are you feeding her resentment? Are you feeding her fear? We are planting seeds all the time. We are earth. You know, we are earth, we are water, we are fire, we are air. We are all the elements too. So what we do in here is a direct reflection of what we're feeding the earth. So my challenge for everyone is if anyone wants to really be a part of Earth Day, it's to every day own those pieces of what do we do in the earth? How are we, and how do we make her beautiful? We would go to a ceremony and we were always taught, and we would have like hundreds of people on someone's land. And we were always taught that you had to leave that place more beautiful than you found it. Now try to imagine that with a bunch of people hurting on someone's land and setting up a tent and setting up different ceremony sites and outhouses. But that was part of our medicine, part of our give back in reciprocity to the earth and for what the earth gave us, the foundation. And because the earth is the true alchemist. The earth is always going to take that, and that's how we're going to work today, partly, is the earth is always going to take what we need to release. And it always is going to create alchemy. It's going to transmute it and bring it back to us in a different way, in a whole way. So ceremony is a joyous invitation. And my invitation for you is with Earth Day is, how do you do something every day to feed the earth? And there could be simple things like recycling, being mindful of how much you trash, or composting, or what do you give? The what?
The plastic bags are using plastic bags.
Yeah, I mean, to create the least amount of waste, reuse plastic bags that your bread comes, like, there's just so many different ways that we can become that way. But I think the biggest way is how do we heal our emotions? How do we heal how we walk with her? How do we heal that reflective piece? So for me, that's what's big right now, is for Earth Day for me. And because as you see, the earth is shut, spirit, creator, however you want to look at it, has shut us down, and the earth's regenerating herself. She's given us the chance to regenerate ourselves so that we can stay on her back. So, are we going to answer the call? And that's why I think so many light workers are really out there and like hitting the pavement, going hard. And how many prayers can you, I've just literally spent, I'm not doing stuff for my other job or cooking. I am literally in ceremony mode and making prayers and connecting in and being in that energy to be able to affect change. As all the indigenous elders that I've ever known, not that I ever saw it being this way, but I've been told about this time for 25 years, like more than that now, actually. But for a very long time, that this time was going to come, when there would be the collapse of everything, when it would be where we're going to have to go back into a place of being in alignment, of where structures were going to collapse. And even Jorge said today, he never thought it would be where it'd be global and happen to everyone at once. But on the other hand, like what I put in my post the other day, think about it, this is really the most gentle way. Like someone put, like, whoever thought saving the world would be being in your pajamas on your couch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I understand for some people it's hard, and it's hard for me too. I have no income coming in. And so I don't say that lightly, that it's a easy time. But what I go into is I go into that place of trust that if spirit has created this, spirit will get me out of this. That spirit's going to provide for me. And so far it has, like in very unexpected ways. Because I seriously have had zero income come in my house, and I'm still eating, still have electric. So there's these beautiful gifts when we can step beyond our fear, and when we can go and become those courageous beings. The woman from the Moonology book today was saying that part of this new moon also is about perseverance and strength. It's that in times like this where we learn how do we pull up that perseverance? How do we pull that up, that in strength and courage to keep dreaming? As a shaman, what we're taught is you're dreaming the world into being. We're co-creators. So what do we want to create? So I encourage you, the more that you can, and I know this can be a very scary time, and I do go there at times, and I don't live there right now. and I will not live there right now, because that's not the world I want to create for my grandchildren, or for my daughter, or for any young people, or any old people, or any people for that matter, for any animals. We want to create a world that you can breathe in. We were headed towards a place where we weren't going to be able to breathe. We weren't going to be able to have clean water, you know. So in this time of reset, what are the small things that you can do for the planet, for yourself, to be that light? And I encourage you to sit with that and allow your dream state, or however that works for you. But so enough rambling. I think mostly everyone maybe that's going to be on is on. What time is it to know?
10:17.
Okay, so we're going to go into ceremony, and whoever's here is here. So like I said, for anyone that does water ceremony, not easy for me to say, it'll be different because we're going to do it through journey instead of physically. But a journey can be very physical. So in the journey, I don't want it to be like a meditation. I want you to seriously be in it, to walk in it, to move in it, how we're going to move, to really have the visual experience of where you are, and of you releasing. And I really don't 100% know how that's going to look, because I have I'm going to allow myself to be a pure channel. So I can't tell you how that's going to look. I believe it's going to be the river of life. I could get in there and it's not. But there will be a body of water. And I do have the body of water here to hold us, with the Lemurian crystal in it, which helps us, bridge us, and keep us in that place, that be that conduit between heaven and earth, which is how we'll do our grounding insert, grounding in experience, connecting in with the mother and the father, and then go into our journey. For anyone that came late, we normally all pull a goddess card, so I just pulled a universal one, and he will bring that up to you. So we got Aphrodite. If you want to call in your own, that's fine. But as a group, for us, I pulled that in, and I'm going to also read. I always pull an oracle card. For the group. So I'm going to read that, and it was actually pretty profound, and it's part of what I would encourage you to work with in your journey. On the altar, I usually have Kuan Yin for compassion, but I put the symbolism of the goddess holding Mother Earth. So if you can see her. How she's holding us so sweetly, with her arms wrapped around us. Maybe that's part of what we'll do too, is to really, really connect in with the mother and get that real connection, whether or not you had a great experience, connection with your mother. The bottom line is, in an indigenous way, they always bring you back to going back to the true essence and the true connection of the eternal mother, of the mother that's there and gives us life every day. So we will be doing that. And then at the end, I do have a couple flowers here. And so to do the global prayer, we're all, I'll put it up that we can see everyone in gallery, and we'll, at the end, and we'll all blow our intention for the global, for the world right now, of how we want to see things. You know, what's that vision that we hold? What's the vision that you get when you're in that space? So for anyone new, I'm going to start with opening the directions. And once we do that, we take ourselves out of this time and we go into sacred time. And where sacred time is different is it's timeless. It's circular. There's no beginning, there's no end. It's infinite. So that's why in ceremony that we can, you literally, when we go into this journey, you can heal something that happened lifetimes ago. And you can actually heal something that's going to happen in the future. Because there's no time. So go in there with an intention, with a pure focus of really what you want to create, and maybe base that intention off of the card that I read when I read it to you. And to go in there, and you can bring Aphrodite, or you can bring any of your guides, spirit helpers, helping spirits, ancestors. Call on who, you know, the invitation is Aphrodite's there. But once we get into that space, call on who is there best right now to help you and assist you, and bring them on this journey with you. And I will drum, and I will talk and lead you through it. There'll be times where I'll be quiet while you're sitting there and having your experience, but I will drum the whole time. And like I said, I always turn it over. I allow myself, I don't really know what I'm going to do at a ceremony other than create a very safe space for you. I turn it over to spirit. So however that comes through, but know that you're held, you're safe. My guides are here, the lineage is here. And let's get going. Okay. Open directions. You can stand up and do it with me, or you can just sit and be quiet, and close your eyes and just feel the energy of all these helping spirits coming here to be with you. To the winds of the south, the Sachamama, great serpent, come and wrap your coil of light around us. Help us to shed our past the way you shed your skin in one clean swoop. Help us to stay out of that place of the suffering and step into that place of impeccability. Teach us how to lay belly to belly with the mother. And thank you for any and all healing that will occur on the physical level. Oh. To the winds of the west, Gakurango, Mother Jaguar, thank you for coming and protecting our medicine. Thank you so much for teaching us how to go over that rainbow bridge, how to have one foot in this world and one foot in the next. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for teaching us how to live fearless. Teach us how to be peaceful, luminous warriors, so that we can learn how to walk on this planet, yet not leave a footprint. And thank you for any and all healing that will occur on the emotional level. Oh. The winds of the north, the city of hummingbird, arrows and rafters, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for this place of mythic and of magic and of innocence. Thank you for this place of teaching us stillness and flight. Thank you for teaching us how to drink directly from the sweet nectar of life, so that we no longer source from places that no longer feed us. Oh. The winds of the east, great eagle, condor, Alpuchin, you who fly wing to wing with the great mystery. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for taking us to the mountains that we only dare to dream of. Thank you for teaching us how to fly wingtip to wingtip with the great mystery. Thank you so much for teaching us how to have eagle vision, for helping us to see the limitless possibilities available at all times, so that we once and for all step out of that place of being fated and step into that place of our destiny. Oh. Mama, great mother, thank you for coming here for the healing of all your children. The two-legged, the four-legged, the creepy, the cry, the fin, the fur, and the winged. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being the true alchemist and returning everything that we give you back to us in the gifts of gold. Thank you so much for being that place of the divine feminine, that place of holding us so sweetly, that place of teaching us, nurturing, stability, foundation, grounding, love, that internal love of the mother. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all these gifts that we receive on a daily basis. Oh. Inti Tai Tai, Mama Kia, Star Nation's Great Spirit, you are known by 1,000 names and you are unnameable. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the hearts and minds and souls of everyone in this circle. Please whisper in our ear and touch our hearts. Please help us to see that which is standing in the way of our highest becoming. What is standing in the way of us creating and opening that Christ spark, that Christ consciousness spark of light within us that can go out, that light that is love, that is in service, and that is wise. Oh. So before we do the journeying, I will read the card for something for you to think about. And like I said, this is always a card that I pull for the group. And I'll have the card so you can see it before I have you get quiet. And so be in that comfortable space, but a space hopefully that you don't go to sleep. So if you're too tired, maybe sit up or stand. But some are comfortable that will go right into this, into the grounding into the earth, and to the Father, to the sky, and then right into the journey. Okay. So the card is build on solid ground. Are some things collapsing before your eyes? Are you facing trauma, sudden loss, or illness? Do you worry that all hell might break loose? No, your world isn't falling apart, nor are the gods angry with you. Although it may feel like it, what's crumbling are simply those elements of your life that have been built on shaky ground. The good health you've ignored becomes illness. The commitments you've dishonored give way to separation, and the finances you've exploited transform into debt. You may feel that this is the end of your world, and yes, indeed it is the end of those aspects that aren't solidly grounded. But be glad, because it's far too stressful to pretend all is well when it isn't. Things are breaking down, but not because you're being punished. Rather, it's because they were never safe and solid in the first place. Your soul's purpose right now is to create a life based on firm foundation and genuine integrity, not superficial appearances. And your soul's lessons is to scrutinize the bedrock of your life and invest your time and effort into soundly recreating it. But don't try to shore up shaky ground. Instead, step aside and let things collapse. What is true will emerge from the dust, and what is false will disintegrate. View your losses not as your worst nightmare, but as your liberation. Feel the freedom that comes from no longer living in denial and trying to sustain something flawed. Let the chips fall where they may. At least you'll know where you stand. So just breathe that in for a minute. Realizing that this time right now, this reset, is about we were built on very shaky ground. We were built on something that was totally unsustainable. So when we go into this journey, what were the unsustainable parts of your life? As you focus on something you would want to create in this new moon, what is the unsustainable parts that stop you, that stand in your way, that are blocking you from that becoming? As we're heading into this spring right now, and we're in that place that we're still weeding our internal garden so that these seeds that we plant of what we want to create can grow. What are we weeding out? And that is what I invite you to let go of in our water ceremony. And then to do a blessing prayer of what you want to create. And what I'm being guided is we'll go to a river where there will be baskets along it. And this is the river of life. These baskets will have the petals that we normally have. The red petals will be there for what we want to release, what we want to let go of. And we use our breath. We use our breath because it's our chi, it's our life force. It's our way of unwinding within us that which has been held. And then we will release it into the water, thanking it for its service. And then as I would have cleansed you with the mesa, you're going to literally step into the pool, into the lake. Move into the lake and feel it cleanse you. Feel it taking all the impurities, all the heavy hoocha that is ready in this moment to be released. And just moving out of you so that you, when you go to create your new vision, your new dream, your new wish with the white rose petals in the other basket, that you're in the most pristine place to be able to receive. It's hard to bring something in if we're already full with something else. So empty out as much as you can and then bring in these beautiful gifts and blow them into the white rose petals and then place them into the river. So after our connecting in with the mother and the father, we would go on a journey, and a journey is merely seeing yourself being there. And I'll guide you through that. And we will go to a place in nature that you feel safe and connected to. But in there you will see a river of life. And you will see the two baskets with red petals and white petals, and use your breath. And cleanse in between so that you can be in the most childlike, innocent place to be able to receive. And then you'll hear a return beat and hear me, and then come back the same way that you walked, up the same path, to come back into the room. And remember that when we enter into there, you can call on any helping spirit and accept and trust that whoever comes in first, and if it's an animal, a person, an angel, a goddess, however, a fairy, whatever that is, know that it is there to be in service to you. It is there for your highest good. So take a sip of water. So sit up as straight as you can, or if you're laying down, that's fine. But through the soles of your feet or through the base of your spine, I would like you to see you grow roots. Roots that of a tree, going down into the belly of the mother, going past the bedrock, and going down till you hit the molten core, that rich lava. That healing energy of the mother. Feel yourself being grounded and rooted in a way you've never felt. Feel yourself being held and nurtured. And then bring that energy up through the roots. Going up through your first chakra, into your second chakra, into your third, your solar plexus, to your fourth, your heart, to your fifth, your throat, to your sixth, your third eye, and into your seventh, your crown. And just feel that energy. Feel yourself being maybe more rooted and grounded than you've ever felt in your life. Feel that divine love and nurturing from the mother. Feel that place of the feminine, of divinity. And now from the crown of your head, I would like you to see a coil of light going up to the Apus, to the heavens, Father Sky, to Inti Tai Tai, to the sun, this place of the divine masculine. And see that coil of light coming down from there, this place of action and of wisdom, knowledge. And coming in through the top of your crown, into your third eye, into your throat, into your heart, into your solar plexus, to your second chakra, which is where your belly button is, and your root. And feel that energy commingle with the feminine. Feel that place of perfect balance between the masculine and the feminine. This place of creation. And feel it as it lays in your belly, burning this fire of creation. Knowing that you are a conduit carrying the light of the Father and the light of the Mother and bringing it through to this plane. And you can do this anytime that you're feeling scattered, anytime that you're feeling in fight or flight. Please do this exercise. It'll ground you and connect you, and it'll shift whatever is going on within you. And so just take a moment to breathe that in. This place of being held by the divine parents of the Father and the Mother. And then I'd like to have you see in front of you a pathway that's going to connect you to a place in nature where you have been, where you feel safe and held. And start to make your way there. And before you enter into this sacred place, there are helping spirits that are going to clear your energy and clean it. They could do it with sage, Palo Santo, bells, a drum, a rattle. Feel yourself being cleansed. And then make your way further down the path. And see all the beauty. See this beautiful place that is your sacred place. Call in any helping spirits, guides, guardians, ancestors, spirit animals. Who wants to be with you right now? Who is here to take this journey with you? Accept what comes. start to make your way over to the river. And if it's not the river, whatever body of water it is, but call on a body of water. And I'm sure through all the talking that I've done, and being now with Creator, with your higher self and with your guide, ask for what has been built on shaky ground in your life. What has prevented you from stepping into your highest becoming? And feel that heartbeat of the mother. And once you have found things, pick up the red petals, and start to blow into them. If you have something physical going on, you can literally take the petals and unwind it off of your body, wherever it is. Unwinding the energy, the thought form that has created it. Remember, once you release with gratitude and with love, that which no longer serves you, bathe in the water. And as that water goes through your body, feel it taking anything, any residual energy, any little fragments or filament that may still be connected, that is connected to that which you've let go of. See yourself becoming lighter. See yourself glistening just as the water glistens when the sun reaches it. Actually see the sun above you and rays coming down and illuminating you. So you have the gifts of the water and the sun. Making you more available to these new beginnings. The beauty of creation. The newness of you. What a glorious moment to be alive. And breathe that in for a moment. Feel yourself growing a new light body. Becoming homo luminous. Feel it awakening every cell in your body. Every organ, every system. Thank the waters. Thank Inti Tai Tai. Thank Father Son. And make your way out of this body of water back to the banks. And there are the white petals, the bright white rose petals. For you to blow, what is that wish? What is that place of your becoming? What is that dream that you wish to dream? What is that which you want to create in your life? You are in the most receptive, beautiful space to fill up right now. Fill it up with your wishes, your dreams, your desires. And do not put these in the water as we normally do. We're going to work with our other element, and that is the wind. So as you blow in your intention, your prayer, your wish, your dream, release it into this beautiful wind that's going to carry it up to Creator. Carry it up to the great mystery to be received. And see it starting to literally twirl up. So you cannot even see it. It goes right into the clouds. Thank your helpers, spirits, your guides, your guardians, your ancestors, the ancient ones, your power animal, whoever came to be with you. And invite them back into the circle and invite them back into your life to be of assistance while you start this new creation, this new phase. As we start getting ready to make our way back. Coming back the same way, back the same doorway, back to wherever you're sitting or laying. Feeling yourself back in your body. But having your guide with you. And before we open up our eyes and fully come back, I would like us to envision in the center of the circle, first off, envision that we are all holding hands. Feel the person's hands. Creating this beautiful vortex of energy. And in the center of the circle is Mother Earth, is the planet. With all of the aspects of her. The waters, the forests, the deserts, the beaches, the animals, the insects, the birds, the humans, the mammals, the rocks, the mountains, the apples. And we're going to do an exercise where we open ourselves up to that light within us. Whatever light comes to you, ask your higher self or your guide that came with you, what is the vibration of light that needs to go into the center of the circle right now? And see yourself literally glowing with it. It's coming out your eyes. It's hitting every cell in your body, every organ. You can ask it what its name or what its quality is. But it is a gift for you to give to the earth. And as you guys are doing this, I will be placing in these petals connected to what energy that we are giving right now. Feel her receiving you. And feel that beauty of that energy. And see it going out and open to receive for anyone's heart and soul that's open to receive. And see it more that it's being, that we are radiating it rather than sending it, so that it will create and open a spark within someone so they can own their own light, to be able to begin to bring that forward. And what I would like, before we conclude and send everyone on their way, I'd like everyone to put in to the center of the circle a word of how they're feeling right now. Maybe what was that vibration? What was the word that it was connected to? So we can all put it into the center of the circle and then send that out also. So I will have you put it in as a chat. And I will have Johanna read out what comes in the chats. And actually, if you would like to start, Johanna. What is your, you can type it. Can you put in mind connection and evolution? Something's so judgy. So, as a shaman, we're always working with the spirits and with the energy and the elements. So Johanna's going to share with you, because I was drumming, because I don't know if where you are, it started to rain. I did notice that it started to rain heavier, but she noticed at what point of our ceremony. So to me, that's pertinent to us all, that was the affirmation that which we were cleansing and letting go of happened. The universe is just always conspiring on our behalf to let us know that something's working. So Johanna will share what she just shared with me.
I noticed that the rain where we are at home, my mom had us envisioning the fairies before we but yeah.
Through her ears. So how many, so did everyone get to put something in the chat? Okay. So I'm going to have us all close our eyes and have Johanna call out what each thing is, so that we can see that, because I can't see it from here, the vortex of energy that we can create in between us all and send that out before we conclude our ceremony. So just go back into that quiet space with our hands together, one heart, one mind, and Johanna can start.
Healing, empowerment, peaceful, protecting, strength, peace, connection, evolution, unconditional love, gratitude, harmony, new, fresh, hidden, strength, forgiveness, strength, universal love.
So breathe that in. When we are in circle, every gift that someone receives is for all of us. So breathe that in and see that vortex of energy just growing. Feel it going into our hearts, into our minds. And then once again, we lift our arms up and we send it out. We send it out for anyone's hearts and minds that are open to receive, that is open to this prayer, to this energy. Bring it back to the earth, to feed her with this yumminess, to learn that this is what we should be walking and feeding her. And then back to anywhere in your body. You can put the gallery up so you can see people. So we will close the directions. And I pray that everyone received something tonight, some beautiful gifts, a new opening, a new portal, a new way of being. I thank you all for being here with us and for creating this beautiful energy. So I thank you, I honor you, and I am blessed and humbled to be of service. To the winds of the south, the great serpent, such a mama, wrap your cool of light around us, to help us shed our past the way you shed your skin in one clean swoop. Teach us how to step out of that place of the suffering. Help us to learn how to lay belly to belly with the mother and learn that place of impeccability. Learn that place of release and surrender, and help us with any healing that has occurred on the physical level. Oh. To the winds of the west, Raturanga, Mother Jaguar, thank you for coming and protecting our medicine state. Thank you for mulching that which no longer serves. Thank you for teaching us how to go over that rainbow bridge, how to have 1 foot in this world and 1 foot in the next. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for teaching us how to live fearlessly. And thank you for teaching us how to be peaceful, luminous warriors, that we learn how to walk on this planet yet not leave a footprint. Oh. To the winds of the north, to see the kente, green hummingbird, grandmothers and grandfathers and ancient ones. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for this place of mythic and of magic and of imagery. Thank you for this place of being stillness and flight, of being the eye in the center of the storm. More importantly, continue to teach us how to drink from that sweet nectar of life, so that we no longer source from places that no longer feed us. Oh. To the winds of the east, great eagle, condor, alpuchin, you fly wing to wing with the great mystery. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for taking us in the mountains that we only dare to dream of. Thank you for teaching us how to fly wingtip to wingtip with the great mystery. And thank you so much for teaching us how to have eagle vision so that we can see the limitless possibilities available at all time, so that we once and for all step out of that place of being fated and step into that place of our destiny. Pachamama, great mother, thank you for coming here for the healing of all your children, the two-legged, the four-legged, the creepy, the cry, the fin, the fern, the winged. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being that true alchemist that brings things back to us in the gifts of gold. Thank you so much for being that divine feminine, that place of all creation of everything that we need to sustain in our life. And thank you for being patient with us as your species and leaving us on your back yet another day. Oh. Iti Tai Tai, Mama Kia, Star Nations, Great Spirit, you are known by 1,000 names and you are unnameable. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the hearts and minds of everyone in this circle. Continue to whisper in our ear and touch our heart. Continue to let that spark shine, to let that light within us be so much greater than anything else in our life. Let us share it with all we come in contact with, and let us be able to begin to see the divine light in each and every person we come in contact with. Help us to see that there is no separation, and that what we put out there is what we get back. So let us put out there every yummy, delicious thing that we want to see in our life. And let us continue to go back to these waters time and time again on our own, so that we can be cleansed and purified, and that we can be awakened and enlightened. Oh. So I want to thank you all for coming here and being with us. And I pray that you were able to receive a beautiful blessing in your life. And I feel blessed to have community in my life. So I thank you all for being part of my journey, and many blessings. And so go kind of curl up and go be with all this yummy new energy that you have, and just keep growing it. Grow these seeds, but more importantly, grow this light. You know, keep fanning it so that it becomes this beautiful flame, that you awaken the internal sun in you, that galactic sun that lives within you, that is so there to be of service for all of mankind. Cool.